What's going on YouTube? So of course the auto industry is pushing towards electrification, but thus far a lot of the models that have came out have been very expensive. However, Volvo is looking to change that with this right here. This is the 2025 Volvo EX30, and today we get to take a look at this model and even drive it for the very first time. So let's go ahead and get to it. Now, of course, Volvo has a very signature design, and the EX30 is designed to have that cool, funky Swedish look. And you'll notice up here in the front, obviously, like I said, this is an electric product, so you're going to have a mostly sealed off front fascia. You've got the modern take of the Volvo emblem right there in the middle. You have a little bit of ventilation down here at the bottom, and then we have really cool headlights. So of course you've got that signature Thor's hammer LED. They're not going to wink at you like they are on that upcoming EX90 model, but really nice look to these. Now moving on to the wheels, we do of course have a very stylish design on board. I really love this look. This is a aero cover design for these 20-inch alloy wheels, which of course is going to help you get maximum range as well. Now let's move up here to our mirrors. One of the things I really like about these mirrors, if Mason comes around to this side, is they have a really cool frameless look to them. And of course you're going to have features like blind spot monitoring built right in.
Now here at the side of the EX30, you are going to notice this is a very compact vehicle. It's 166.7 inches in overall length, which does make this actually quite a bit shorter than something like an XC40. Now in terms of styling, you will notice that we have a two-tone roof. That's of course going to add to the overall stylish look of this EX30, and there are a lot of really stylish colors that you can choose with this model as well. Once again, just kind of adding to that signature Volvo style. Now as we head around to the rear design of this EX30, you're going to notice some signature Volvo elements, but it's been fully modernized for EX30 duty. So over here in the taillight area, you will notice that we have a split taillight design. So down here at the bottom, this actually goes all the way across, and then we're going to have a full LED setup for our brake light and turn signal, as well as the reverse light. And then you also have this accent up top. Now as we drop down to this lower area, you will notice that we have a really cool textured plastic. Volvo says this actually makes it a lot easier for recycling. And as far as the tow rating, we don't have official confirmation on that just yet, but if we get that, we'll insert it in a box. Volvos are known for their safety, so when it comes to your safety systems, I would expect to find the vast majority, if not all of them, as standard equipment. Now, it's worth noting we are very early to providing this review, so we don't have full trim level information, but Volvos are known for their safety, so I expect that to continue for this EX30. But guys, there's a really cool cabin we need to show you, so let's dive into that. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So I'll open up the door here, and as soon as you look inside, you're going to notice that this has a very unique interior. Volvo designed this to be very minimalistic in its overall design, but also very functional. And we have unique materials which are also from sustainable materials. Now the seats themselves are going to be made of two different materials. So this is called Pixel Knit. This is basically kind of a cloth mesh finish up here in the top part. Of course down here we have a vegan leather for the lower section. You do have quite a ways of adjustments right here with this unique little knob. And let's go ahead and climb inside because there's a lot of specific things I want to talk about with this interior. Now, this does have very unique materials, as I was mentioning, so let's kind of get into that. There's going to be a lot of different choices. This is a very unique trim. This is actually made from recycled crushed glass, so it gives you the kind of that sparkly design that runs throughout the interior. Another cool thing is that this actually kind of floats out here, and you have just a ton of storage down there. Now, as far as your upper areas, this is going to be a soft touch material. We have this kind of giant sound bar that basically runs all the way across the very front of the cabin. More of that trim runs through there, and then you have this floating console where you have your cup holders, and this can actually scoot in and out so that you can have the versatility right there with your center storage. Now, As far as this area, as you can see, we've got a unique steering wheel. It's a kind of squared off design. We do also have a very unique shifter, so you just have the electronic column mounted. That's going to save you space over there, which we'll get into in just a second. All the buttons here are going to be touch capacitive. Now you'll notice that you don't have a gauge cluster. That is going to be because it is inside of this display. This cabin, like I said, they made an effort to make it very minimalistic. They also said it's more sustainable to have less screens. Now, as far as storage, I already kind of hinted at it, but this has a very unique amount of storage. So you saw the floating cup holders, which you can kind of push back. When you do that, you've got this huge area here. You can use this for just about anything. If we flip this up, you have another layer with a nice color contrast accent. We have a wireless phone charging pad right there for your phone to set against. And there's even storage that actually runs underneath of here, which is you can see quite easily from the back there. Now, again, we do have that one big central display. Inside of this, we are going to have an Android Automotive based system, and basically all the car's functions are going to be inside of here. I do want to point out this is a pre-production model, so it's not exactly a US spec right now, but for the most part, this is what you are going to get when this model becomes completely available. You've got your climate controls, for example, down here at the bottom, where you can quickly make those adjustments. This is also where you can change the volume for your Harman Kardon audio system, which I was pointing out earlier. And then we have things like built-in Google Maps, because this is an Android Automotive-based system. Now up top here, we've got a frameless auto-dimming mirror. And the last thing I want to point out on this quick interior overview is this massive panoramic sunroof. This is a huge pano roof. It's fixed, it does not open, but it goes all the way back past the second row.
Now, as you can see on the outside, this is a small SUV, and it's designed, for smaller families. So here in the rear seat area, you are going to notice that for someone who's 5'9" like myself, and the seat adjusted most of the way back, you're not going to have a lot of spare legroom. Volvo says it's going to be approximately 32 inches of rear legroom. However, my feet can slide up underneath the seat, and I do want to point out that these seats are very plush and comfortable in signature Volvo fashion. Now, here in the center, we actually do have our controls to do the windows, so kind of like a Jeep. You have your window controls here in the center, 2 USB ports, all that storage Drew was mentioning in the front. And then, as far as the center armrest area, this does not fold down, so do be aware of that. The door trim is going to be made of the same materials as the front, so a lot of recycled materials to make this vehicle as sustainable as possible, plus a ton of storage. And let's check out the cargo area for this EX30. So in order to get back here, you just press that button right there. That's going to go ahead and open up your power tailgate. As far as this area is concerned, like I've mentioned in the rear, this is a small SUV. So you're going to have a decently small amount of space, but for most people, I'd say this is going to be more than adequate. About 14 cubic feet behind the second row of seats. If we fold those seats down, which they do fold 60-40 split folding, we're going to have a maximum of a little over 32 cubic feet. So it's smaller than something like an XC40, but overall, like I said, I think most people are going to be perfectly happy with this EX30. Up underneath of the floor, you do also have quite a bit of additional space, so do keep that in mind when it comes to the practicality of this model. Well, guys, here we are behind the wheel of the all-new 2025 Volvo EX30. This is the first time in North America that we've been able to drive this EX30, so certainly this is very cool of an opportunity, and we can't wait to show you guys what this all-new Volvo is about. In this test drive, we're going to be talking about quite a few different things, as you can see on the screen right now, and joining us is someone from Volvo in the back seat, so we just want to let you guys know that, and he's here to answer any questions we may have on our drive, so let's go ahead and get to it.
All right.
Nice.
And there's a rapid acceleration to 60 miles per hour. So let's first start off with, I think, some specifications. We do have the single motor. So this is the rear wheel drive single motor model. And this is what you get standard. But despite this being the standard setup, it is still very, very quick. 0 to 60 is
5.1 seconds.
Just over 5 seconds, and by Volvo's estimation, and it really has a nice punch.
Yeah, so some really good benefits of having the small compact package of this EX30 is that you wouldn't expect something, this particular model has 268 horsepower, you wouldn't expect it to go 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, but here we are, and I can say in person, this thing feels really quick, even in the standard configuration. Now, I do want to point out, they are offering the dual motor all-wheel drive setup. That's going to be the actually the quickest accelerating car Volvo has ever made, with a 0 to 60 of 3.4 seconds. That is going to take your horsepower up quite significantly to 422 horsepower overall. So very impressive figures. Really, either way you choose to go with this EX30, whether you choose the standard rear drive model or the dual motor all-wheel drive.
Now, we're in Wisconsin, so the roads are rather straight. However, let's go ahead and just kind of test out the handling a little bit here. All right, very nice. As you'd expect, this is a small and compact package, and that's one of the benefits of having a small, agile vehicle, right? It's going to be very easy to maneuver in the urban area, and also when you're out on a back road or something like that, it has a very tossable feel. I was noticing, kind of weaving back and forth there, you have very little body roll. It certainly feels nice and controlled, and overall, I think this is going to be a pretty sporty feeling ride.
Yeah. And I will say, when it comes to ride quality as well, just cruising down the highway here, it's also very impressive. I think Volvo struck a really good balance between that sporty characteristic and a really good ride quality. Now, these seats, I will say, are some of the most comfortable seats.
Yeah, that's certainly helping a lot.
Serious squish to them, and in signature Volvo fashion, I just feel at home in these seats. And overall, I think the suspension does a good job of just soaking up any large intrusions inside the cabin. I can feel a little bit of, if you hit a big bump, because we do have large 20-inch alloy wheels on the outside, but overall, I think Volvo has done a fantastic job when it comes to the ride quality of this vehicle. Yeah, I can't wait for the dual motor setup, because it's going to be blisteringly quick if this one is as fast as it is. Now, I do want to mention just the overall battery pack size. It's a 68 kilowatt hour total capacity battery, and then 64 kilowatt hours of that is a usable capacity. As far as the charging speeds, it's going to have a max charging speed of 153 kilowatts, which is good to get it from 10 to 80% on DC fast charging in about 26 and a half minutes. So it's a very fast charging vehicle, and because of the compact battery size compared to some other EVs, it will actually charge up quite a bit faster.
I also want to say I'm really liking the visibility. Obviously, you don't have that traditional gauge cluster, and because of that, you just have such an open view up here in the front. We previously had a Tesla Model 3, so this doesn't bother us at all, having the speedo over here on the right-hand side of the driver. Really, it's something you very easily get used to because it's just right there in your peripheral vision. But yeah, overall, the visibility in here feels really nice. Despite how cool it looks on the outside, you do still maintain that nice shape as far as your visibility is concerned.
And let's go ahead and get into our Car Confections Slam Dunk and Airball, which is our favorite and least favorite element about the EX30. When it comes to the Slam Dunk, I think overall, just spending some time with this package a couple different times. So last year we spent some time with it in New York City when they revealed the car, and now out here in the open, I think it's just abundantly clear that Volvo is packing a ton of value in for that price tag with this EX30. It is just so good for that price tag of starting at $35,000, and even the high-end versions aren't going to cost much more than that. We'll talk about that in just a second when it comes to the pricing section, but they're giving you a lot for your money. Now, on the Airball side of things, what we're going to say is, I think just the availability. We really wish Volvo could get this car out as quick as possible. I think people would absolutely die to get this car, and I'm sure there are tons and tons of pre-orders, so hopefully Volvo will be able to get this car out quickly and get it into customers' hands. And as a matter of fact, we do actually have some updates on when Volvo is expecting to deliver this EX30. They are expecting this summer. So not gonna have to wait too much longer for this EX30. If you're on the pre-order list, you should be hearing from them soon. And if you haven't already done your pre-order, I'm sure there will be some openings here in the next couple months for you to get your EX30. I'm definitely happy to see that this car is finally coming to market for such a good package as it is. Now, I do want to point out, I would love to do our sound level reading. We actually did forget that in the back, so we won't be able to do it in today's video. However, stay tuned to Car Confections for more updates on this Volvo EX30 as it gets even closer to being fully in production. We do look forward to extensively testing this model out on hopefully a upcoming media drive in the very near future. So if you want to learn more about this EX30, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to Car Confections, because we're going to be doing a lot more content on this vehicle, that is for sure.
Right, exactly. This is a very early, first look. Like Mason said, this is actually the first time that anybody can drive this model here in North America, so it's very exciting to get behind the wheel. But everybody wants an opportunity, so we're doing this very quickly, and we will definitely be giving you guys in-depth stuff coming as soon as possible.
Now let's talk about pricing for this EX30. So one of the best things about this vehicle is that this is actually an affordable EV. So we start at $34,950 as a starting point for the EX30. Very, very affordable price tag. It's impressive that Volvo is able to offer this for that. What you're looking at today is a higher end model, but for the single motors, it only goes up to $38,900 for the Plus and $40,600 for the Ultimate. The performance dual motors are going to top out around $46,600. So still, no matter what way you cut it, it is going to be a very affordable vehicle. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this in-depth, all-new review of the 2025 Volvo EX30. If you enjoyed watching this, we would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to get more car reviews like this. And if you're already part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.